Oops. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Or sorry. Good evening. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. This is David Minnie, the Samoan Watchman. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are blessed. And decided to go live and just cover some things real quick before we hang it up for the day. Been a quite eventful day today. Had a lot of stuff going on, and had done a lot of stuff here at home too. Got a lot of cleaning done, so I'm feeling good and very accomplished. Yeah, so all right, just got to get my sound check in. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, I was in a lot of chats today. And got a chance to talk to Brian Staveley, so that was pretty cool. And be a part of his show and get some put some input in there, and contribute to the show a little bit. And that was awesome. But yeah, started off today very different. Saturday morning is when I do training with the business, and so I go down to the office and meet up with the other business owners and meet up with our business coach, and just cover some tips and things like that. And as I was getting ready, there were some alerts that came in, some Amber alerts out here in Southern California, and so it reminded me of a lot of things that had happened in the early stages of this global event we just went through. And so decided to go live, just a little impromptu decision. Just decided, let me just go live on my drive over to the office. Excuse me. And so, it was quite interesting. I got cut off. That was my first time experiencing that. Just like one of the guys I watched, the Fullerton Informer, I got kicked off. And maybe because I was talking about some stuff that they don't want us to talk about. But yeah, that's what this channel's about, asking questions. And I decided to just share some of the things that I've seen or saw, I don't know the right word, during that time, when during the time we were, what do you call it? We were pretty much told to stay home. And I don't know if lockdown is a trigger word. Oh, I just said it. Anyways, there was a lot of funny stuff going on. There's a lot of funny things that happen and things that just don't make sense to me. And things that make a skeptical person, raise his eyebrows and say, what the hell's going on here? So yeah, I wasn't able to access that video all day until just about 10 minutes ago. So yeah, that live finally is I'm able to watch. Now I'm finally able to watch that video. I didn't have access to it. And that was quite frustrating because I covered a few things there that I felt is very important. I didn't cover it in the manner I wish I could have because the quality wasn't great. And so I listened to it for about a minute and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to cover some of that stuff again. So I'll break it down into a few different videos. But today I just real quick wanted to hop on and just say hello and just say mention some of the things that I'm planning on covering in the future. I got some topics I want to go over regarding breakdowns of certain music videos. I want to go and get more into breaking down of media because one of the most frustrating things about being in the truth community is speaking things that you find are the truth and the undeniable truth, and then having so much resistance. And that's it's to be expected, but it comes to a point to where you're like, how can so many people be wrong? And that can be frustrating at times. If you watch Brian Stay today, he went on a rant about that, especially when other truthers start to um not be in agreement with you. Yeah, and that's okay. That it really is okay. We got to figure it. We got to work together to figure things out. Um, but yeah, I want to break down some music videos because uh, I'm starting to believe that there's not just an understanding uh, that goes on in the community, and during in the populace, right? I think it's more than that. I think it's beyond just a thought or a group of people having the same thoughts. I think there's a spiritual nature behind it to where people just don't accept information. And so I want to break it down. I want to cover hypnotism. And I got a few videos that I'm studying, and they're very insightful. Actually, I want to go over some of the black magic behind it. I've been watching a lady from South Africa named Tumi Yaki. She has a great breakdown of one of the videos that I was going to cover from Beyonce, and something that just stood out. When you're a truther and you have the eyes to see, right? I'm not really into watching music videos. I'm not into mainstream music at all. I mean, I have a very specific taste when it comes to music. I like old stuff, blues and jazz and that kind of stuff. And every now and then videos will pop, will come. I'll come across a path of a video, and I'll just because I know some things. Not that I know everything. I'm just quite a man who questions things. Yeah, there was a lot of flash subliminal messaging there, and couple scenes in particular that really stood out in my mind because it angered me how blatant people are when it comes to mockery and blasphemy. And so, yeah, I'm going to be covering some of that soon. Let's see what else. I'm going to break down Eternals. I mentioned that before. I want to break down the Happy Feet movie. Just the other day, well, yesterday, I went out to go do my walk and did some shopping. Uh, Took my kids to the park, did my little workout, and came home. And I was eating dinner, and I put a movie on for the kids, and they're used to watching anime and all that kind of stuff. And so that being a truther, it's so annoying to have kids because they get into certain styles, genres, and because you're a truther, you're like, this is evil. This has a bunch of evil connotations and symbolism, and there's all kinds of underlining stuff in there, and it's bad for the kids, and so that can be frustrating as a truther to have a kid, and even the word kid, and have a child because their taste of entertainment, has to do a lot with the occult. So I want to break down some of that. But yeah, I put on Happy Feet. I figured, Happy Feet is a pretty safe movie to put on. A bunch of penguins dancing and singing. I'm like, yeah, there can't be anything wrong with that. But as I'm eating, I'm just entranced into this movie because first of all, the movie is a pretty good movie. in my opinion. And my kids at first they're like, oh, what is this? This is stupid. Um, but they ended up liking it. They enjoy it very much. They thought it was very funny. I was enjoying watching them laugh at the penguin dancing and all that stuff. So that was pretty cool. But I realized something's like, whoa, this is not just a musical. It's not just a cartoon musical. This is something else. This was indoctrination. This was pushing the agenda of the globe, pushing agendas of aliens, pushing the agenda of magic. I was like, damn, even in freaking Happy Feet, man. So I want to do a breakdown of that. I also got to do a breakdown of the X-Men cartoon back when it was on Fox. One of the best cartoon shows ever, best shows, period. I love X-Men, but I understand now that there's a lot in these comic books of that, kind of blasphemous, and so we got to stay away from that stuff. But yeah, it's the reason why we cover it is because the first step to breaking away from all that stuff, because it's pretty hard to do, is awareness. Right, we got to be aware. So I do a breakdown of that. Let's see, but yeah, this morning, I want to cover a little bit about what I spoke about this morning, and I'll finish off talking about something that I just talked to um, about some people about with the. That was totally wrong. Cover something that I just spoke about with people in other chats, about what's going on in my neighborhood. So I missed. Well, let's cover this morning. So this morning we got the Amber Alert for people in the Chevy Chase Canyon community, and that's out here by Eagle Rock. It's part of LA County. So LA is broken down into, I don't know, 20, 30 different cities, right? And so it's a huge city. But yeah, Chevy Chase Canyon, we received an Amber Alert, and I live far away from there, but I'm way on the other side of the county, but I still got the alert this morning. We got 2 Amber Alerts this morning here in LA. Number one was to evacuate and get to the evacuation point, designated area, which was at the community college. And instantly, while I was getting ready to go to the office this morning, I got the Amber Alerts, and it reminded me of Amber Alerts that we received during the whole stay home situation that we had going on. Because when it first happened, this lockdown, and I believe that they kind of pushed it over in phases. The lockdown came in, and of course, not everybody locked down right away. I mean, it's a brand new thing. Everybody's like, yeah, right, you're going to tell us to stay home. People were still out doing their stuff, right? But it got pretty bad to where, I remember police tape wrapped around the playground and things like that. But when I remember the day we got the alert for the the curfew. So it absolutely, man, absolutely. Thanks. God bless you, brother. God bless you. Thanks for being here today. Good seeing you in the multiple chats today. I was there too. But yeah, you know, the alert cleared up, and I'm looking at the results of everything. So apparently, this was an alert that went out over the county, and they didn't get the second alert to say that this was a test. They didn't get it to half an hour later. I can only imagine how many people in that area cleared out to um, the college. I believe it was a test. I believe it was a test just to see how quickly people can respond once they call for an evacuation of anything. And there's just multiple tests going on. And they're gonna just even this whole situation we went through for the past 2 years. I think it's a test of compliance to see how gullible people are. Because they're obviously dumbing us down. They're doing what they can to dumb us down, and they want to see just how quickly we jump when they make that call. There's that, and we are going to monitor that as we move forward. But yeah, the rest of the content of that video this morning, Looks like it's back up, but I'm gonna get a better breakdown of it, and I'll cover that again in my next video. Today, again, it's gonna be short, So I do want to speak about what's going on tonight. Um, so tonight we have a couple large explosions going on, large booming noises in the sky, and I talked about it a few times with some people, personally, but really haven't we still haven't come down to the explanation of what's going on. There's been some large booms in the air. I do have a video that someone, and I talked to somebody earlier about it. I do have a video of one of those sky rails, and I don't know what people are calling it. It sounds like there's like a train sounding off in the middle of the sky. All right, I do have footage of that. That happened in our neighborhood. I got it at 2:37 in the morning a few months ago. I was even featured on the Impossible channel. He got a hold of my video and he asked me if I could be featured on his video. I was like, dude, of course, man. That guy is huge, right? I still love watching this stuff. He covers like unexplained phenomenon, just weird stuff, mysterious things that are going on that can't be explained. Everything from ghosts and ghouls to streets just completely falling apart to you know giant holes in the ground just appearing out of nowhere. He covers a lot, and so there's this phenomenon with this loud horn that gets sounded off in the sky. If you experience it, you can tell like it's coming from up above, um, and it sounds like a giant trumpet, like a giant horn. It's scary. I do have footage of it. If you go through my videos, go back a few months, and you'll be able to see. It says, I think it's called "Strange Noises" in Hacienda Heights at 3 a.m. So yeah, what happened was I was right here at this desk, and I heard it going on, and I just, I was busy taking care of some things online, and it just didn't register. I was just like, whatever, because we do have a train that comes by. I am close to a train hub, so I figured it's one of the trains, but it just kept going on, and I was just like, okay, this is not a train. Usually I can hear the clanking of the train going down the rail. There was nothing. It was just the horn, and it was different than how I normally hear it. So I get outside my room and I get out to the backyard with my phone and I start recording it. So I got 9 minutes of it, and the sound of this thing, it escalated, and then it would lower down a bit, and then it would come up again. And it just kept going on and on and on. Normally, I'll hear a train, and the sirens and the horns are in the front, and he'll blow a horn as he's passing by, and you can hear him heading down the rail. But this is different. So I got 9 minutes of that. It would fade away, and then it came back again. It got pretty loud. My wife, she works, um, I'd say about 3 miles away, 2, 3 miles away. And she heard it too. And she was at work. She was working overnight, and I was texting her, and she said she heard it too. And so I got that footage and this is a phenomenon that happens all around the world. There's a lot of people that re- reported these things, especially around 2014 is when it really started popping up all over YouTube. People would catch it in the daytime. This is my second time experiencing it in person, and I even had a coworker who he started freaking out. His wife sends him a video. She goes, "It sounds like there's a machine above the house," and she records it and then sends it to him. And I watched it, and I was like, "Dude, you got to send me that." He didn't, but the video was her going outside, and you can hear like a giant machine just running. And she comes outside and she's looking around. She looks up, and when she points the camera up, it gets really loud. And so it sounded crazy. It sounded like a train going by. And she said, and he told me that there's no train near them. So something weird going on. Now, the area I live in, I want to get some footage to cover this. But I live in a hill in Hacienda Heights. And there are some houses. It's a lot, a lot of residential areas around the hill, but up in the hills, the roads get windy, and it gets down to one roads where, I don't know how two cars can pass each other on those roads. Really, really nice houses, multi-million-dollar homes up there. There's golf courses and country clubs up there. And I drove through there a few times, just exploring. I like to explore. And I found some spots with some giant holes with fences are going around it, and I don't know what they're for. I can't find it on Google Maps using the satellite feature. But there's some giant holes out there, and I would say it's about the size of a block, a block wide and a block long. Um, and I thought it's some kind of there are some of those oil refinery drums around here, so I figured it's some they have something to do with that. But there is that, so I'm just putting pieces together. But there's something that goes on here every night, and I don't know if anybody experiences this. I've tried a few times to ask people around in different chats while I'm watching other people's podcasts, and so far nobody has reported, hearing. Oh, actually, no, there's a few. Actually, yeah, I apologize. There's some people. There's one person who I met recently through the chats. Actually, she chatted one of my videos, and she said she experienced this too. Um, and it was like not so early in the morning, it was late at night. But definitely, she said it was something wrong. There was something wrong. She heard it, and it was loud. It was mechanical. And it sounded like a horn. All right, and so some people could say it's part of the trumpets sounding off in from Revelations. Some people say it's the moon. Some people have said it's the firmament creaking and making noises. Um, it's got a weird, eerie feeling from it. I'm not scared about it, but it's definitely something strange. But yeah, another thing is we get these loud booms. All right, right, and it's loud. I mean, these things are ground shaking. You can feel it in the ground, and so you could say it's a big firework or whatever. I've tried the community on Facebook, all the community alerts and stuff like that, all the different groups where you can go on there and say, hey, there's someone's dogs running around, or hey, there's a thief going around, or whatever. You know what I mean? I put it up there, and I tried like 4 or 5 different times, months in between, maybe even years in between, asking people, what do you think this is? Was that a firework? What is that? And there's always somebody there to say, nah, this is a fireworks. My neighbor's doing it. There's always somebody there claiming that they know for sure, 100%, that there's someone there, that they know someone who's popping off the fireworks. It's these young kids that live next door. It's this restaurant down the street. It's always somebody claiming, just they always have a story to say, what it is. There's someone trying to cover up. Now, I don't buy any of it at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the difference between firecrackers and what I'm hearing now. And so I missed the two of the booms that sounded off earlier today. I decided to put out a recorder every night, and I did it too late. I got my recorder outside right now. And here's the thing. You hear booms, and then you hear the firecrackers. It's like somebody's trying to cover it up. So I got the firecrackers on recording for sure, but the booms I missed. So hopefully there's more that goes on. I think this thing can record for 16 hours, and I just don't know how I'm going to find the time to go over it and play it back and listen through it. I wish I had some kind of program to find that for me. So if somebody help me out with that, and yeah, we'll see what we get. I want to show how this thing sounds. It is ground shaking, like it is earth shaking. These things are big, right? These are big booms. They sound like they're low to the ground. They're not too far up high at all, and I can tell that you can feel it all along the valley here where we live. So something strange going on. Something strange. Um, but yeah, if you look around, you'll see that there's some weird stuff that you can find on the map out here. Like there's an empty lot on one of these hills. If you look at Google Maps, someone has labeled it as Hell's Gates, and there's people that go and take pictures. And if you go, it's one of the windy roads. It's just a gate that blocks off the driveway to this big mansion up there, and nobody has access to it. And we don't know who owns it, but somebody labeled it on Google Maps as Hell's Gates, and I was like, this could be them just messing around, just fooling with us. But yeah, nobody is there. Nobody lives there. It's not a used residence, and there's gates saying no trespassing. It's all locked up. I drove by the gate before, and so I seen the chains and stuff on it. But yeah, just a lot of weird stuff. Oh, and then to get over this hill to the other side, you can go down to the next city, and take take that road over, or there's the road that we live on. Where we live, there's two roads that go over the hill. One goes up and comes down this windy road. The other one is a bit wider. It's like two lanes. It's a 2 lane each side of the road. So it's a pretty big street that goes over the main street. And you get a good little scene of LA County as you go over, and that's your entrance into Orange County. So pretty much there are a couple trails here, right? There are a couple trails here. But here's the thing. For a year, they shut down one of the main roads here, right? So for a year, they shut down one of the main roads. We had to take this the other road, right? So out of the three, they shut down one, right? Hey, Independent, good to see you, Independent Mary United in the house. Welcome, welcome. Yes, actually, I'm running to people in multiple chats today. Good to see you on Black's channel earlier. But yeah, today I'm just talking about some of the weird stuff going on in my area. So we got the loud booms, we got the train noises in the sky. But yeah, one of the main roads that connects LA County to Orange County, which is a road that I need to take to get to my office to conduct business. They shut it down for about a year and I don't know 3 or 4 months. Crazy. Check this out. So there was a story that hit the news out here in LA for quite some time. There's a county about an hour and 15 minutes away, and there was a couple, right? It was a woman and her boyfriend, right? She has a daughter, 9 years old, not from this man. She has a boyfriend, and this boyfriend is very abusive, in and out of prison, and he doesn't care for the child, right? So they live in San Bernardino County. I live in Hacienda Heights. You can look it up on Google Maps to see how far away that is. San Bernardino County, where they're from, right? I'm listening while trying to sleep. That mansion sounds like Dracula. Dracula's hiding in plain sight. Attempt. No one would suspect him. Who could? There's a Mason down the hill from that house. There's a Mason Lodge, a big one, Whittier Mason Lodge, and there's a secret road. One of these nature roads. There's a road that nobody takes, where people go hiking and stuff, that will take you from that Mason Lodge up to that mansion. That mansion sits on the very peak, the very top of that road. So yeah, go figure, man. Go figure. It's like one of their little getaway spots. But if you can see it on Google Maps, it's a beautiful house. It's just all shut down. I mean, they got pools and jacuzzis and the whole party scene in the backyard, and yeah, Devil's Gates. Who knows, man? See, doesn't Jared Leto own some crazy place around there? Jared Leto. I'm not sure who Jared Leto is, but yeah, there's a lot of football players around here. This is sort of like a Beverly Hills type area, just far away from Beverly Hills. So you're like in the middle you're right on the border, Orange County. So you get to go to Orange County and all that stuff. You get the best of both worlds, pretty much. But yeah, it's there's some rich folks up there. My wife used to be a nanny for some of them, so she tells me stories of their houses, how crazy it is. I live on the bottom of it, but see, maybe that Ed Hen says maybe that mansion is a cover for a complex dumb deep underground. That's what I'm getting to, man. I'm thinking the giant booms are them digging. We see videos of these underground roads, and apparently they're all over the place, and they connect from coast to coast. So I think it's them digging, them just making space, because there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on around here. There is Jared Leto Fight Club, and many others, is an actor and also the lead singer in 30 Seconds to Mars. Okay, could be. I hear there's a lot of Chinese celebrities out here. This is a big Chinese area where I'm at. But yeah, definitely there's some strange things. I think it is the military digging down there. I'll beat you to No, you're good, man. You're good. I didn't even I didn't organize any thoughts. I just wanted to get on here and start talking about, the weird stuff I see here. But, um, yeah. So get this, guys. This lady and her boyfriend, uh, are together, and he's very abusive. Right, in and out of prison, and he doesn't care for the 9-year-old. They come all the way over here. That's an hour and a half away from San Bernardino County. They come all the way over here to Hacienda Heights in LA County. Come over here to our hill, to one of our walking paths up here, one of our trails, and they kill her. They kill the little girl. The woman kills her daughter with the help of her boyfriend, and they stuff her into a luggage, right? And they left her out here on one of the walking trails. And then they go back to San Bernardino, and then somebody found the luggage while they were walking, reported it, and this whole area got shut down. The walking paths were shut down for a year and a half. The entire street was shut down for a year and a half, and you can only go in there if you're a resident, right? So we all know that the people that a big portion of the people that live up there in those hills, they're not all football players. They're not all actors and musicians. All right. We know what they are. They're part of a club. And they have special privileges, and they do special things, special ceremonies and stuff up there. And they don't want to be disturbed. There are parks that people drive up to up there, a couple golf courses that people go up there for. There's an equestrian center that people go up there for. And there's the nature trails. So I believe that they shut down this place on purpose. So they did, they had somebody come over there and murder their kid just to get an excuse to shut down the street, this main road, Hacienda Road that goes over there, because they didn't want anybody to witness anything. Because, and here's the thing. I mean, I'm not a cop or anything, but I worked a lot with. I was actually part of the Westminster Police Department. I was a guard for them, and they gave me the old badge and everything. And I got to work with a lot of police officers, and so I started learning from them, and just how they're not all bad, by the way. I understand there's a lot of that have to be initiated and things like that, but the low level guys, they don't know jack. They're just there for a job, from what I could tell. Anyways, just kind of putting the pieces together with people. It doesn't make sense for someone to live in a rural area where, like San Bernardino County, where you got acres and acres and acres of desert. This is the high desert, right? And so this is a desert up here up over the mountains, and it's on the way to Las Vegas. So you get someone who, if you wanted to get rid of a body, you live in a desert, and then you drive here to LA, and you go to one of our trails, which are our nature trail. Yeah, there's some land here, but most of LA is pretty much urban and buildings and stuff like that. There's not a lot of whole acres of trees and land and stuff like that that we can go and enjoy. But they left San Bernardino County, the high desert, where you can easily hide something, and they come all the way over here to put a body in our trail. They come over here to kill their daughter in our walking trail. And then the city goes, oh, well, nobody's going to use this road for a year and a half. Like, I don't know anything. I've never seen a crime scene, like a murder scene, that called for a street to be shut down for a year and a half. It didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Like, what else do you need to see? You found the body. I remember the whole community got together, and we all had the local Catholic church held a service for her, and they did it all for free, and it was all in the news and everything. And they went and looked and did a search for the gentleman, the boyfriend, right? But who have you ever seen a crime scene where someone gets murdered and they shut down that part of the city for a year and a half? It doesn't make sense. I don't understand why you would do that. What's the purpose? What kind of investigation are you conducting here? Like, it's just it just doesn't add up to me. And so I'm irritated because I got to use that road, and I'm also irritated that it's happening in our own backyard, and I've been on the trails a couple times, and there's something you want to enjoy, and just the thought that you could find someone's body there. I mean, that sucks. And it sucks for the girl. On top of all that, above all that, someone gets murdered for what reason? For their narrative, for them to have an excuse to party or whatever they decide to do, some massive rituals. So yeah, as this road was shut down, I started noticing, like, damn, you know what? These booms are happening every freaking night. Like, what the hell's going on? And I would hop on the Facebook chat, like, hey, you guys hear those loud booms? And there's someone there. Oh, it's my neighbor. He's doing fireworks. It's like, what the hell, man? So yeah, every night, booms and fireworks. Like I said, I got my recorder outside. I got the firework for sure. Hopefully, there's some booms that going on later on tonight. Sometimes they're 2, 3 in the morning. Sometimes they're as early as 8 in the evening. But yeah, the number 9. It says, I see what you're saying. Ed Ham says the number 9 is significant. Yeah, there's something weird. So, I want to find out what that number lodge that is over there. So, yeah, I'm gonna do some more research. I'm gonna look around a little bit more. I'm gonna try to find that giant hole that I mentioned, that giant hole in the ground. It's gonna be hard to get to. I have a truck, and so it's kind of hard to maneuver through that neighborhood. It is so, like, compact up there. I mean, you got to have a little car to get through and be able to drive through with ease. I've done it before, though. We'll do it again. Anyways, I'm gonna do some more investigation. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to put out there some of the things I don't want to be going into, and and share some of that. So that'd be it for today, man. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Ed and Mr. Independent. Many United. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're Mr. or Mister. My bad. But thank you guys for being here, and look out for some more stuff, man. And I'll also cover more of what I covered this morning. Just wondering what I said to trigger, because if you haven't noticed, I got shut off this morning, just like Fullerton Informer. Talk about too many stuff, and then they cut your little feed. But yeah, that's what happened this morning. First time for me. I think folks say it's like 3, 6, and 9. That's what shows much investigation around these. Let's see. I am a sheet. Okay, got it. Well, either way, thank you guys so much. Independent and L and Ed Hand. Appreciate y'all being here. You guys stay awake, question everything, stay blessed, and hope you guys have a good night. Get some rest. Peace, guys.